Hello, and welcome to my video. What comes to mind when we hear of a haunted house is a typical old house with entities beyond our comprehension inhabiting it and scaring anyone who enters. However, this goes beyond that. In the past, haunted houses were often just backdrops, scary locations with no real agency, but in more modern histories they have become much more than that. Despite what I just said, this is a general rule in most movies. There are exceptions to the rule in which the house represents more than just a scare machine. It is a substantial piece for the plot to advance. Even in the films like Monster House, the house is its own character because in the past its owner and his wife had a tragic accident in which the soul of his deceased wife possesses the house and begins to eat people who even touch his garden. This marks the beginning of a shift. The house is no longer just haunted, it acts, it feels, it reacts. To better understand this evolution of the haunted house concept, we will explore Stephen King's iconic The Shining. Since there is no images relevant to this book itself, I will take the liberty of using a fragment from The Shining the series, which is closer to its original version, the book version.
What would you give me? Yeah. Faker. Kill the ref. Kill him, I say. Yeah. Fortunately, my little chickadee, yeah. A lot more where that came from. Yeah, yeah. Bebop. Hit me with it.
May I pour you one more drink, sir?
One. One, he says. What? What is your name?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
Well, Delbert. Just one is no longer in my vocabulary. I've got a lot of lost time to make up for, and it's been a dry century.
Yes, sir. I meant, may I pour you one more before you go on to the ballroom, sir?
Why would I want to go into the ballroom, Grady, when all my friends are here?
You have friends everywhere in the Overlook, Mr. Torrance, if I may say so, sir.
Oh. You keep pouring, and you can say anything you like, big boy. Why are we going into the ballroom?
You're expected, sir. At the party?
Well, in that case, Delbert, I think you better hose this baby down.
My pleasure, sir.
As seen, it is almost the same scene, but with different variations. In this, Jack, without much detour, takes the drink, accepting, so to speak, the bartender's Lloyd treatment. I always liked to see this scene, and if the tale itself, representing Lloyd, was trying to take over Jack, or manipulating him in any case. But this is more ambiguous than it seems. In Kubrick's adaptation, the haunted setting serves more as a psychological mirror than a literal ghost. The film, the hotel, does not have that essence. It is ambiguous, and all the weight of evil falls on Jack, who acts as a mirror that reflects the violence. isolation, and frustration that Jax already carries with it. However, in the book, it is the opposite. The hotel shines on its own by having motivations that are made clear to us throughout the work, such as murders, corruption, rituals, and accumulation of evil that returns the hotel into a kind of territorial demon. In short, the hotel in the novels is an active, supernatural character, while in the film, the hotel is a symbol of human deterioration rather than a character with its own intention. Moving on to real life, there are also haunted houses, such as famous Matusita House in Peru, which is saddled with a history of a murder that ended with the house becoming the subject of urban legends. Despite several documentaries chronicling everything that happens inside. Finally, some authors in the horror genre and in the haunted house subgenre resort to this resource of turning the place where the work will take place, the same house, into a kind of character itself, an antagonist, in in a few words, from whom the protagonist must escape, or a way to get rid of said place. In conclusion, haunted houses have evolved through the years. Would you like to visit one someday?